one of the requirements of this is flexibility. Fortunately, Rich worked in live television for many years, and I worked in live radio for many years.
That mixes, yeah, it's very common.
Welcome to the world of live TV, where we get to join games in progress sometimes. I think you've missed all of one pitch, so we are back here at the 15th annual Sin City Classic softball tournament. Jimenez, we are the Cloud Sports Network, broadcasting on the Sin City Classic Facebook page and YouTube, and we include Mitch Barnes, Tyler Forrester, Jordan Espiritu, Charlie Brown, good grief, and the legend himself.
This game has started so quickly. We still don't have lineups.
Yeah, we're still working on it.
So the first batter is number 4, and I know one of the teams is the Nationals, and they're playing the Living Legends of Phoenix.
That's what I understand. Yes.
All right. So the first batter was number 4, and he hit a fly ball to right center field. So that's the first out. And here is the second batter who bats from the left side, and he wears number 5, and that pitch is a strike.
Our team of Jordan and Charlie are getting the lineups for us.
Angelo Pineda from Portland is the umpire, and there is a strike 3 called. Angelo says we are starting this. I guess they want to keep things moving because after all tonight too, yes. Here is number 24. And he takes the first pitch for a ball, and the second pitch is a strike called. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fly ball hit out into left field, or ground ball hit into left field for a base hit. The ball is bobbled by the left fielder, which will allow the runner to reach second. So this too, in the single elimination format, losing team is done. San Francisco advances into the through the winners bracket, and we have the Nationals lineup.
We're still working on
we're still working on the other team's lineup. Here's a fly ball head out into left field by number 2, and the put out made by the left fielder, and that's the inning. So nothing across for the Phoenix Living Legends. They are the visiting team here in this game. In Masters C, again, one of the rules is you get 1 home run per team over the fence. You can hit as many in the park home runs as you want, but only 1 can go over the fence. If you hit more than 1, then that is considered an out. Player rating can be no greater than 15. This is just like Open C. Master C, you can have an individual rating up to 15, no higher, and a team rating of up to 140, no higher.
So it's a pretty standard C division tournament.
Yes.
You have to be over 50 to be in it, or 50, turning 50 this year or above. Tomorrow our coverage will include C division tournament here at the Sin City Classic, C1 division, and we'll be back here on this field starting at noon Pacific time, or Arizona or Nevada time, which is Pacific time. I didn't know that.
You didn't?
I didn't know that Nevada was on Pacific time. I don't know why I didn't know that, but I didn't know that. I always assume Pacific time is a part of a state that borders the Pacific.
Stan Walton will lead off. He is the left center fielder. We have the National Allstars lineup. And the first pitch to him is a ball. And Walton plays left center. He takes another pitch for a ball. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. And that pitch is inside, and he walks. Robert Davis, the batter. Robert Davis wears number 3. He plays right field. The National All-Stars in the kind of lineup that you would expect. Red, white, and blue.
with the baseball stitch.
Yes, it's the second time we've seen a uniform like this. Here's one in the D division, and here's one scorched down the third base line into left field for a single. Runners at first and second, and that ball hit right down the third base line. Greg Gehring first pitch is a ball, 2 balls and a strike. And there's a strike called, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The on-deck hitter is Mike Maughan, the left fielder. Way outside, ball 3. Here's a swing and a fly ball hit to right field, coming in, but not making the play as the right fielder, and so it's a single, and runners at first and second. We have great kite flying weather here today with all this wind. Here is Mike Munn, and the first pitch to him is a ball. Swing and up the middle, that's in for a single. Running, coming around third and scoring the first run of the ball game. Eddie Tillman, the batter. Davis scored that run, by the way, for the National Allstars. Eddie Tillman is ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike, and here's the pitch. And that pitch is inside, and for the second time this inning, a base runner is reached via a walk, and brings up the second baseman, Ben Tucker.
Now, Tucker has all kinds of power and is a versatile player. He can also pitch.
He takes a pitch outside for a ball. He swings and hits one high in the air to right center field. The out is made by the right center fielder, and on the play, the runner at second heads to third, and he gets in easily. Runner from third scores the second run of the inning, and it's 2-0.
Just got underneath that one and wanted a productive out.
The home plate umpire, Angela Pineda, is talking to the third baseman about something, and apparently there might have been a little too much shoving going on at third base when the runner at second reached third. Now the conversation between the third baseman and the umpire is over. And the batter is Walter Smith.
Walker batting on the left side has that high leg kick. Don't see that very often. High socks too. Vintage. He's got the highest socks there too.
Oh yes, he does. I think he has an Atlanta Braves helmet too. He takes a walk. That's the third walk in the inning. And that brings up Charles Tubbs, the shortstop.
Not to be confused with Crockett.
Not to be confused at all. Jeff Millio will come in to run at first base for Walter Smith. Courtesy runner, and the only sub on this team. Here's a ground ball hit into right field for a hit. Another run scores.
Way to go, way to go, way to go.
Eddie Tillman also scores behind Mike Maughan.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Here comes my neighbor. Larry Lane lives just about 2 minutes away from my house. I live on one side of Balboa Park. He lives on the other side of Balboa.
And Larry Lane takes the ball. And next one is also a ball. 3-1.
Larry also plays on my C softball team in San Diego.
So he is a pickup for this team.
He is, yeah.
Larry Lane takes ball 4, fourth walk in the inning. Ed Martinez, the catcher, is the batter.
I'm not seeing a pitching alternative in the dugout. So if there is
Strike
another
call
pitcher on this team, then they're in the field right now on playing another position.
A ball, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. Overthrow at third base. Another run has scored, by the way. Emilio came in to score.
Let's go, Stan. Let's go, Stan.
The confusion is I see 2 players that are wearing the same number. We go back to the top of the order and Stan Walton.
I heard that.
The bases are loaded. Walton takes a ball, 2 balls and a strike. And he takes a pitch, it's illegal, so it's ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike, 3 on for the National All-Stars. They're the home team in this game. And Stan walks. Another run scores on the 5th walk of the inning.
And it looks like they're going to make a pitching change. They did have a pitcher sitting in the stands, so they're going to bring him in now. That'll be a 3 warm-up pitch, so if you need to use the restroom, you've got 3 pitches to go and do it. As this pitcher gets 3 pitches to warm up with, and then he is officially in the game. So after 5 walks, the last one bringing in an actual run, that will be the end of it for now for the pitcher for the Living Legends. So 3 pitches is all you get to warm up. That's it. And we're ready to go. So now the umpire is communicating to the new pitcher that bases are loaded and how many outs there are.
Here's Robert Davis. Oh, I'm sorry, Roman.
No, go ahead.
Here's Robert Davis, new pitcher. And we can't tell you who it is because he's wearing a jacket. Anyway, the pitch was a ball.
Well, I guess that's unlucky for us.
Exactly. The bases are still loaded. There have been 5 walks in the inning. And here's a line drive into right center field for a hit. Fielded by the right fielder. 2 more runs will score. Lane scores. And so does Ben Tucker. He was running for Ed Martinez.
Shaking his head at us.
And here's
Why was I running?
here's Greg Gehrig.
But I think
First pitch is low for a ball. Gehrig takes inside. Three and 1. And another pitch is low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded again for Mike Mann, the cleanup hitter.
That's 6.
I believe that is correct.
Not a lot of first pitch swings.
First pitch is inside for ball, but that must drive you crazy being a pitcher. It's interesting because this team has thrown a lot of deep counts. That pitch is also a ball. In the other games, we've seen a lot of first ball swinging, but these are yes. 3-1 the count. Well, Mike Mann is not happy with Angelo Pineda, and I guess the same could be said for the opposite too. But anyway, Mike Mann takes a walk, and that means another run on the 7th walk in the top of the the bottom of the 1st.
I'm not 100% sure what was the.
Stan Walton crosses the plate. Neither am I. I think there was a question of, are you in the box or are you out of the box?
Yeah,
What are you? Where are you?
Yeah.
Eddie Tillman, the batter.
A strike for sure. Is a good recovery by the pitcher.
And the pitch to Tillman is swung on, hit out into left field, and it is caught by the left fielder. That's the second out of the inning, but on the play, another run will score. It's a sacrifice fly RBI as Robert Davis scores, and on the play, Greg Gehrig moves to third. And that'll bring up Ben Tucker,
who's already run the bases once this inning and come home.
Here's a grounder to shortstop, bobbled by the shortstop. He flips to second for the out. And that, mercifully, ends the inning.
Now that we have a break in the action, I want to tell you about my friend Bridget at Angel Baby Surrogacy and Egg Donation. They're an international agency that's proudly helped queer folks build their families all over the world for 20 years. If you're gay and ready to add to your family, you're going to need an egg donor and maybe even a surrogate. Bridget and her team at Angel Babies have high-quality, affordable egg donors and surrogates ready to help. High quality and affordable. And believe me, you want Bridget on your team. She is amazing, and her success rates are outstanding. Wherever you are in the United States, she won't quit until you achieve your dream. To get Bridget on your team, head over to absurro.com. That's ABSURRO.com. And get in touch with my friend Bridget today at Angel Baby Surrogacy and Egg Donation.
11 runs scored in the bottom of the 1st for the Nationals, and they have an 11-0 lead, and we are still endeavoring to get a lineup from Phoenix. Okay. And we'll just have to tell you who these players are by their numbers. Thank you. 11 hits the first pitch into right center field, and that will go for at least a double. On his way to third is number 11, and he will get in standing up for the leadoff triple. Larry Lane getting the ball back in, but not before number 11 stands up with a triple. Here is number 29. And the next pitch to him is a strike. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on, and there's a line drive into left center field for a base hit. Run will score. It's 11-1. Sam Walton gets the ball back in. And here for the Phoenix Living Legends is number 22. And he takes the first pitch for a ball. We are at play in the top of the 2nd here at Field 14 at Sunset Park. Our score, the National Allstars 11 and the Phoenix Living Legends 1. There's a pop-up foul to the left side, heads up, it goes to the stands, and everybody's okay.
I would like to point out that that ball was not cleanly fielded, and so therefore an error on the fan.
So he doesn't get to keep the ball
No.
because he couldn't make the play. Here's the next pitch. Here's a fly ball hit into left field. Caught by Mike Mann, and that's the first out of the inning. Here's a man who is wearing a sweatshirt, so I cannot tell you what his number is. Can't. He swings and hits one to left center field. Coming over, but having the ball drop in front of him is Stan Walton. On the play, number 22 moves up to second base. Number 29 moves up to second base, and that'll bring up number 15.
So at this point, most of the play has consolidated down to two fields. Masters D is on one, Masters C is just here on field 14. So crowds have started to assemble. So you start to hear some of the murmurs and the cheers you'll hear as we go along this great softball community of ours starting to fill in.
First two pitches to number 15 have been illegal, so it's a 3-1 count to him. And he takes a strike, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That means we have an audience. We have a live audience in addition to the other live audience that we have.
Live studio audience.
Here's a fly ball hit to left field, and it's got some carry to it, but making the play is Mike Mann. The runners will tag. This ball was hit deep enough. The ball hit about 10 feet in front of the fence, allows the runners to move up to second and third, and will bring up number 18.
So who are you rooting for, Facebook?
And Phoenix, if you're watching this game and you know who some of these guys are, they did not provide a lineup for us, so we'd love to have some names.
Yeah, tag them in the...
But we'll identify them as numbers if we have to. Here's the first pitch to 18, and that's a ball. 2-1.
Tag them in the comments if you would, so we can...
And the next pitch is a ball.
Let us know.
And the next pitch is a strike call, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Sorry about that, I was talking over you.
And he walks. That will take us back to the top of the order.
I wanted to hit the shit out of that. That was like his
You know what's going to be crazy?
And number 4 swings at the first pitch and lifts one foul to the right side.
Stayed in the field of play, hit a tree and then the fence.
Is there a limit to how many Masters players?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'm thinking of somebody like that.
Bases are loaded of living legends. And the next one is hit right back to the pitcher, fields it cleanly and underhands it to the first baseman for the out. Nice play there. And that ends the inning. 1 run scores. And it's 11-1 after an inning and a half.
I mean, a lot of the guys
As we go into the break, I want to tell you about another good friend of mine, Dr. Samuel Walton and his team at Gen 5 Fertility. Gen 5 Fertility is where queer folks go when they're ready to talk to a doctor. Look, when you're part of the queer community and you're ready to build your family, finding a doctor who will listen to you can be tough. Well, I promise you, you have a friend at Gen 5 Fertility. See, I know Dr. Walton. I've worked with him for 10 years. And I promise you, he doesn't just welcome queer parents, he celebrates them. Several of my friends have built their families with his help. So whether you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, or trans, wherever you fit in our fabulous rainbow, I promise you, Dr. Wood and his team at Gen 5 Fertility is the place to go when it's time to build your family. Visit them today at gen5fertility.com. Click on the Family Pride tab to learn more. That's gen5fertility.com. Tell them Roman sent you.
Walton takes the second pitch and drives one to the second baseman on 2 hops. That second hop took a big one. Then he throws the ball away, and Walter Smith will reach. Ball getting by the first baseman, number 29.
They're going to bring in Tucker. They're going to bring in Tucker to run for him now.
Charles Tubbs hits one back to the shortstop, who underhands to second base for the out. They get the force out.
Ball caromed off the pitcher there. Hit the glove, and good recovery by the shortstop to get over there.
And Larry Lane will be the batter.
Lane walked in his last at bat, if memory serves.
One of many.
Yeah.
That pitch was, that looked a little higher than it normally should be, but nevertheless, it's a ball. Here's the next one. And that's illegal. Ball 3. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the second. 11-1 our score, and Larry Lane walks for the second time and brings up Ed Martinez. Fly ball hit out into left field, will drop in for a hit, and the bases will be loaded for Stan Walton.
What inning?
Bases are loaded of National All-Stars. Will be a pinch runner. Jeff Milio, a courtesy runner rather, will come in to run for Martinez, who now becomes the first base coach. And Walter Smith will come back to the dugout to get some rest. Stan Walton takes the ball. And takes another pitch for a ball. 3-1. And takes another pitch for a ball, and that's another walk. Charles Tubbs scores. Here's Robert Davis. I heard someone from the stands call him Bud, so I'm going to call him Bud Davis. He takes a ball and takes a strike on the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch was illegal, but he swung at it anyway and hit one out into left field. And number 2 makes a very nice catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly RBI, though, for Bud Davis. As Larry Lane scores, the other runners held at first and second. And that will bring up the pitcher, Greg Gehrig. And the first pitch to Greg Gehrig is a ball. 2-1. That pitch a little high. I'd have called it illegal, but nevertheless, it's 3 balls and a strike. And the next one is also high. And I think I've lost track now of the number of walks. I think we're up to 9 or 10. Mike Mann, the batter, with, again, the bases loaded.
It's been quite a few.
First pitch to Mike Mann, illegal, ball 1, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Mann takes another ball, ball 3.
And that was significantly outside, and the last one was in front of the plate. So it's not like he's just barely.
And now here's an illegal pitch, ball 4. And another, this is probably the run, yes, another run has scored. Milio, running for Martinez, has scored. And that'll bring up Eddie Tillman. There'll be a new pitcher. It's a re-enter.
So they're bringing the old pitcher back in.
Yes. He wears number 28. And he will face Eddie Tillman. Eddie Tillman takes a strike. One ball and two strikes, and Eddie Tillman swings and hits one to center field. Coming over is the right center fielder, but it falls in front of him for a hit. Two more runs are going to score as Walton scores and Gehrig scores. And the onslaught continues. Ben Tucker, the batter. Runners at first and second. His man held at second base. First pitch is illegal. And there's a fly ball hit out into right field. And the batter is out. Mike Mann will tag from second and go to third. No, that's the inning. Okay, the inning is over.
16 runs now. 16-1 is the total score right now at the moment.
I'm trying to verify. Their scorekeeper is sitting near us.
So we head into the top of the third. It's 16-1. The National All-Stars over the Phoenix Living Legends. 16-1.
Okay, so the pitcher that we could not identify, I was listening to a conversation here, he wears number 13. At any rate, the Nationals back out onto the field.
This has been a fairly dominating performance by the All-Stars.
Well, Phoenix has given them a lot of help with all those walks, too. But they've hit the ball well, and Phoenix is not hitting the ball well.
Yeah.
Phoenix batter is number 5, and again, if you are joining us, we did not get a lineup from the Living Legends, and so we can just identify these players through their number, and we hope that you'll bear with us on that. Anyway, number 5 leads off in the top of the third with a walk. And that'll bring up number 24. And a strike called. Pitch is illegal. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
What's on the picture to my glove?
Had the distance, just didn't have the height. Didn't have the arc needed.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a fly ball hit deep down into left center field. That ball is going to get down. It hits the light standard out there, so it'll be a ground rule double. It's a ground rule double.
So in that instance, a ground rule double means that everybody moves up 2 bases from where they started the at-bat. So because the batter started in the batter's box, he goes to second, and anybody else moves up 2 bases. So there was a runner at first. Now he's on third.
And the left fielder, number 2, hits a fly ball out into left field. One-handed grab by the left fielder, and that will allow a run to score as number 5 crosses the plate. It's now 16-2.
Again,
Here's
this
number
is an
11.
elimination. This is an elimination game, so the team that loses this game will be done, and the team that wins this game will face the San Francisco Impact in the championship.
Number 11 hits the fly ball. My vision is being blocked by the catcher. I got to tell you, I can't see where the ball is. There it is. Right fielder gets the ball back in, and this is going to be a 2-run into the park home run for number 11.
Looks like the Legends took umbrage with our commentary about them not coming out of the box hitting, and they've put up a couple just right away.
3 spot for them in this inning so far, 16-4. Here's number 29. And the first pitch is a ball, 2-1. Here's a strike called. 2-2. Nobody on. Swing and a foul, and he's out. So again, there is no courtesy foul, and that'll bring up number 22.
Had to be reminded of it. It's like, oh, I'm out.
He goes, really? 22 takes the first offering and hits one to left field. Had some carry with it, but not carry enough as the left fielder makes the out, and that's out number 3. 3 runs come across in the top of the third. It's now 16-4 in the Cloud Sports Network.
We appreciate you sticking with us, Facebook. We want to know who you're rooting for. Not a lot of time left in this game. I know it's only the third inning, but not a lot of time left. When you score that many runs and you have as many walks as there were, that takes up clock.
Walter Smith will lead off here in the bottom of the third for the National All-Stars. Comfortably ahead 16-4. They scored 11 in the bottom of the first and 5 more in the bottom of the second. They've been aided by approximately 10 walks.
With the vintage Brave hat and the vintage Brave socks.
First pitch is a ball. And the second pitch is ripped to the first baseman, who makes the put out at first base, and that's out number 1.
That was a hard hit ball. Good job by the first baseman to field that.
The Phoenix first baseman wears number 29. That'll bring up Charlie Tubbs, or as they call him, China. And he takes a pitch illegal. 2 balls and a strike. And here is a pop-up to the left side, and caught. And that is out number 2. Here's Larry Lane. And Larry Lane swings at the first pitch and hits one into left field for a base hit.
That's the first time he swung the bat.
Yes. It's a 2-out base runner for the National All-Stars. We'll bring up the catcher, Ed Martinez. Ed Martinez swings at the first pitch and hits one to the shortstop on to second, and he throws the ball away. The guy that was running between first and second, Larry Lane, held up, and he thought the play would force him out at second base, but then the throw was wide of the second base bag, and so Larry Lane has now reached third. It'll be runners at first and third for Stan Walton. Be a pinch courtesy runner for Martinez, and that'll be Milio doing this for the third time. And here is the first pitch to Stan Walton. It's inside. 2-1. Walton takes the strike. It's 2-2. Larry Lane at third. Jeff Milio running for Ed Martinez at first. Stan Walton swings and hits one off the pitcher's glove. It rolls into center field for a hit. Lane scores. Milio into third base, and so that's tack on another run for the Allstars. They now lead 17-4. And Bud Davis, the batter. Line drive out into right field. Caught by the right fielder, and that's the inning, as the inning ends with just one more run scored by the All-Stars, and we go to the top of the fourth, and our score is now the National All-Stars 17, the Phoenix Living Legends 4. We'll have more in just a few moments.
17. What's the run rule after 4? 15.
Let me look that up. Check to see what the run rule is. Of this game?
Yes, because the number 2 to get set up. So we're going to be presenting their cards.
Okay. We're checking to see about the run rule, which in most leagues would be 20 after 3, 15 after 4, so it's 15 after 4, or 3.5 if the home team is ahead. And Phoenix is the visiting team, so they need a few runs here to at least keep this game going. We've just been told that the loser of this game will get third place, and the winner of this game moves on to play San Francisco because the LA Cartel had to leave. So, and thanks to Jerry Travis, former Naga treasurer, for giving me that information. I appreciate that. First pitch to number 28 is a ball. Here's a fly ball hit out into right field. Drawing the beat on it is Bud Davis, and that's the first out. 17-4. My math is off. It's 13. Yeah, I've had my math was a little off. It's all the dust that's gathered on the table here because of all the wind. San Francisco will play the winner of this game again, and as we said, the loser will finish in third place.
It's always nice to get a few extra runs.
Yeah. Here's a base hit into right field by number 15. And he is a one-out base runner. And that'll bring up number 18. This is the catcher. Number 2 will come in to pinch run for number 15. And here's a fly ball hit out into left field. Man coming in, makes the put out, and that's 2 outs. Number 4, the batter, as we head back to the top of the order. First pitch is a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the next one. Here's a swing and a ground ball to third base, fielded by the third baseman on to second. They get the force out, and the inning is over. 5-4 in the putout. That's Eddie Tillman to Ben Tucker, and that is the inning. Phoenix does not score. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 17-4, the National All-Stars. If they score 2, the game's over.
One of the great things about these tournaments is that when people come to them who don't know much about the community that is softball, find themselves saying, hey, what the hell is this? I want to do this. And 2 of the people that are helping us today Jordan and Charles are saying, hey, what the hell is this? I want to do this.
To play?
Yes.
You got room on your team?
Well,
you'll make room on your team.
Of course. So it looks like we're going to get a couple of new recruits here. Now Charles lives in the OC area, so my friends in Long Beach or Glossa might have a new player. Jordan lives in Bakersfield, so we'll have to figure that out.
Greg Garrick hits the first pitch to the first baseman, number 29, and he makes the put out at first base for the first out. And Mike Mann will be the batter. He's had a good afternoon. He's actually walked a few times. He bats with nobody on and one out. The first pitch to him is swung on and hit in the air to center field. The right center fielder gets the beat on it, and he makes the out for out number 2. And that'll bring up Eddie Tillman. There's the first pitch to Eddie Tillman. Inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. The next one is illegal. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the next offering is high and away, and he walks. Walk number 12. And Ben Tucker will bat. First pitch to Ben Tucker is inside and low for a ball, 2-1. High ball 3, 3-1. Taking all the way, takes a strike, it's 3-2. And the 3-2 pitch. Hit it to the outfield, and the right center fielder makes the catch, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. For the first time today, the All-Stars do not score. So 17-4 as we go to the top of the 5th, and now we definitely do have a run rule in effect, because if the score stands as it is, then the run rule would be in effect, because it would have to be 10 runs after 5. USA softball run rule is 20 runs after 3, 15 runs after 4, or 10 runs ahead after 5. And right now, Nationals are comfortably in front by 13. So, do the math. Phoenix needs 3 to keep this game going.
Well, 4.
4.
Yeah, 3 would still be 10.
Would still be, yeah.
I do that all the time. It's cold. We're tired. We've been here since 6:30.
Number 5 will lead off for Phoenix here in the top of the 5th inning. Ben Tucker a little bit late getting out to his position at second base, so that was the brief delay that we had.
He had just batted, so.
First pitch is inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's a high pop-up. They can't find it. It got lost in the sun, apparently, and number 5 easily gets into second base for a double. Nobody moved. The left center fielder, the right center fielder, the shortstop, and the second baseman all just stood there, and the ball fell right between them. It's a high sky.
And the sun is kind of in that lower third of its, kind of getting ready to start thinking about a sunset. So
here's 24. Greg Garrick has thrown a really nice game for his team today. He throws that pitch inside for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. And there's a swing and a ground ball past the shortstop into left field for a hit. A run will score. The other runner to second base. There will be no play, and it is now 17-5.
So that's one of the 4 that they need to stay alive. So 3 more needed, and run number 2 of the 4 needed is in scoring position.
And that brings up number 2.
Throwing a lot of numbers at you.
Next one. Inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the next one is in front of Mike Mann for a base hit. Here comes the second of the 4 needed. While the runner will hold at first base, and it's now 17-6.
Good, strong throw from the outfield to keep that runner at first base to set up the force. So still nobody out, but now you have a force at first or second.
Number 11, the batter. Here's a pop-up, foul territory, and caught by the third baseman. Put out made by Eddie Tillman, and that's the first out in the inning. And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 29. Catcher is Jeff Milio now. He came in to take the place of Eddie Martinez, and he's moving his fielders around for the batter, who hits one into center field, and the ball falls in for a hit. And
Larry thought about trying to chase that runner to third, but thought better about it.
So it's runners at first and third now, and 22 will be the batter. And the first pitch to him, he goes opposite field, and that ball will be foul into the right field corner.
Let's go, twos.
A little slow getting the ball back in, but nevertheless, it's finally back to the pitcher.
Well, he really got a hold of it. It just went foul, I think, all the way to the fence, I think.
Next one. Swings and hits one in the air to left center field. Coming on is the left center fielder. That's Stan Walton. He makes the catch. The runner from third, he scores. That's number 2. So there's 3 of the 4. It's now 17-7. And here is number 28.
2 outs now. 2 outs, and that survival run is over there at first base.
And the first pitch is a ball.
The championship game is halfway set. The San Francisco Impact.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
That pitch is fouled back, and they're down to their last strike.
The San Francisco Impact is in the championship game, and the Allstars are 1 strike away from meeting them.
There's a fly ball out into left field. Mike Mann on. He makes the catch to end the ball game. Third place for the Phoenix Living Legends. They are the loser in the ball game today. The final score, the National Allstars 17 and the Phoenix Living Legends 7. So Phoenix will get the third place trophy, and the National Allstars will move on to play for the championship game against San Francisco Impact.
We'll have that game for you live in just a few minutes. So in the meantime, make sure you have liked the page so that you are notified when we go live. Again, we'll be back in a few minutes with the championship game from the Master C Division at the 15th Annual Sin City Classic presented by Lexus. For Rich Siegel and the rest of the Cloud Sports team, I'm Roman Jimenez. We'll be back in a minute.